back to another session with Firdous. I drew a live session for drawing with the Paintology drawing app, which is available in the Google Play Store. So I have the app open. And before I get into the drawing, I want to tell you that I've been drawing some portraits recently, and I thought it might be a good idea to share my findings with you. And it's quite interesting. I've became a little bit to it. Addicted to it. It's because of the block coloring. You can see here, it's a little unfinished. This one is of Elizabeth Taylor, using some broad strokes of the paintbrush. I believe I used a chalk for this one. Okay, and then some more I've done. This was an incomplete. the The movie star behind Barbie. I haven't quite finished that one, but you can see this one. I went a little bit crazy and just yesterday just continued rapidly in drawing in block coloring, and then I thought, and then I realized that you could, when drawing a celebrity or a portrait, you want to get something close as possible with the minimum of effort. That was my goal, aim, not trying to make it realistic, but just enough to give the sense that so you can recognize the person. The same thing, you can simply load in trace mode your portrait of family, friend, whoever you like. Let's go back, and then I made quite a few actually. This one is an interesting one. This one you probably know who it is. And I was doing it very quickly. You can see the line strokes. You can make out this is, the famous movie star as well. And let's keep going. This one as well, you can see here. You would know probably who this is as well. So I was, at the same time, I was experimenting with the brushes as well. So it's very easy to use the block coloring, and it helps you to really open up some creative ideas. This one I did yesterday. You'd probably know who this one is as well. Okay, so all of this can be done under an hour if you're quick like I am. And this one, you have the unmistakable Ed Sheeran. So different brushes, different techniques. That's what I was trying to look for. And the drawing we're going to make is of this one. So I can show you how to do a quick block coloring of this famous man. So first of all, we need to, let's see what brush I have. I had Haze Light. So previous brush, which was with Elizabeth Taylor. Let me see if I can find something, a different brush. I'm not worried about the name or anything. The name is just a name given to it. I'm going to see if I can find a different brush. How about we try sticks, yeah? Let's see what that seems like. So let's go back to our canvas. It's not bad actually. I do like that. It's solid. And then let's see what happens when it's 70%. Yeah, let's try that. I think I'm confident enough to try this. So sticks. I've got sticks, the brush. The first thing is, if you don't know what block coloring is very simply like a bit like paint by numbers. You zoom in, select the brush size, and then you pick the color from the reference image and apply it to your canvas. And you need to be in the top half of this slide bar in order to pick out the colors of the reference image. If you're in this half, you'll be picking out colors of your canvas. Clearly this is all white, so as you can see it's changed, it's just showing white everywhere. But if you move up here and then use the color picker, you can see it's actually picked out the colors of the portrait here. So before we do that, let's pick out, let's go as far as with no undo stroke. Let's pick out the background. Okay, so then we just simply go to the bottom left, select that, and then it's picked that background color. Yeah, so that's the color we have. So let's pick a brush size. So let's use, let's go to 80%. I don't know. So that'd be okay. And then 15%. Let's see what size that is. Is that a good brush size? Maybe I think we could increase that. Remember, the size of the brush will determine the stroke size and hence how quickly you're going to cover your drawing in the first pass. So color picker, then the region, your block coloring, color picker, region, but using my fingers, very rapid. Fingers are a real sure way of covering a large area really quickly. Notice the forehead changes in tonal value as you, so that's why I'm keeping it consistent. The light falls this, so we're going to try. So just getting the really quickly. I'm using the middle finger. So I hope you're doing this along with me. So just go online, pick an image or portrait, load it into your phone for now, because this tutorial is not going to be available from the app itself. So just pick any, if even this Tom Cruise, if you wanted to, then just pick in. Just follow the techniques that I'm doing. Sticks. Okay. Just follow that. Don't worry about getting the eyes exactly as yet, because we're going to go to a smaller brush size to get that. Let's do the hair. So really quickly, you can see what I'm doing. Just follow this technique for any portrait. So that it's like that's encroached on this, so let's just take it back for now. And then we can come back to it. Maybe wondering why I set it at 80%. The reason for setting 80% is I didn't want complete density setting on that. I want to be able to use a couple of strokes to give it weight. You know, just like an HB pencil. the the more strokes you make, think of it like the more strokes you make, the more tone value gets a bit, the hue increases, the saturation of the brush. These are terms that you're going to learn if you go into drawing, irrespective of block coloring or not. All right, look, I'm following the strokes of the person as much as I could. Wherever I see a stroke, I'm following that if I can do that. Don't have to be as accurate. You don't have to be accurate right away. You're doing a first pass of the drawing. This is where a lot of beginners fail to understand. The first pass of the drawing simply means you're taking it to one of the steps of the drawing and then evaluating where the drawing is and then thinking of the next step. That's really the process of drawing, which I talk about. You'll find it on the on my Quora Paintology.Quora page if you read it, and then of course on the Paintology website, the blog page. So really addictive painting this way because you can see the marks made. And then I'm keeping the tones. You'll see how much of the flesh tones. Look at that, the variations of the flesh tone. Now try and picking that out with your eyes. It's hard unless you really train yourself in this method of drawing to appreciate color tones, yeah? It's a very easily ignored subject because there are no common practical ways to show you except through doing some assignments on drawing spheres, shadows. You must have seen them, but they're not very useful to a beginner. They need to do a drawing like this in order to appreciate tones. That's how quickly you rapidly develop the tones here. Now the hair, and you'll see variations in the tones in the hair as well. This method of drawing allows you to become more acutely aware of the tonal differences in an image, and therefore you can apply it to your drawings and get more depth and volume. And you'll see once I've finished the hair, the variations in the tones that even the hair has. Okay, let's just zoom out and see what we've got here. Look, the tones. Look at the color of the hair. Look at the banding, the variations in color tone. That's not obvious when you look at an image, but it becomes more and more ingrained in your thinking and in your drawing. That's why I've been telling people that I don't draw every day. I could have gaps of months, but I'm still able to come back and draw well. And the reason I can make leaps and bounds in the progress of drawing is because I do keep an open mind. I keep an open mind on the properties. I'm always aware of the properties of the brush. I'm not talking about using hundreds of tools like most digital artists do, and then they would draw this face using strokes, whatever. I'm talking about the real method of drawing that's known to traditional artists for centuries. Yeah. So let's keep going. We haven't done the mouth, as you can see. So remember that in that pass of the first pass of the drawing, you can see that it tells you what the next step is. It's very intuitive. You wouldn't know that unless you brought yourself here to this level. This is one of the things that people miss in drawing, and I try and explain that in my post, the process of drawing, which is usually left out by a lot of teachers, because there is a process to drawing. So this, as you can see, this ellipse size that I'm using, I'll just go here and fill it in, yeah? Let's see where we are. All right, so can draw his ears. Process of drawing is exactly that, to be able to do a process, to do steps in your drawing. Okay, let's come here and let's just now, just for completion's sake, do his suit and the rest of his stuff, yeah? No biggie, very quick. I can see how quickly you can draw the strokes with your fingers really rapidly. Don't worry about the details again. Just lay down the colors, the first level of colors. You've probably seen traditional people drawing in this manner, and this is what makes drawing so enjoyable. Me, I don't use the layers and tools that people think one should use, because I have no need for it, because I'm not illustrating, I'm not using an application. I want to focus more on the drawing, and which is what I'm doing right now. I haven't changed the brush. Use the same brush, just selecting color picker, and I haven't even changed the size yet. So I'll show you that when we get to it. Let's go ahead, finish his tie. Just pick any color. I know it's got a pattern on it, but for now, we're not interested in repeating this pattern. Let's see where we are. Okay, it's beginning to look pretty good now. Okay, the first step. Oops, we haven't done this. Is this one. That is other shoulder, left shoulder. Okay, now what we can do is I usually go towards the eyes, and now look at the brush size. We're at 20% almost. Let's take it down to 7 and see if we can do the next step of the drawing, which is the details. We want to add the details, and we want to get to a point where we can recognize him. That's all. I'm not trying to add blending, which I could do if I wanted to take it to photorealism, but I'm just wanting to just do enough. That was the key, the goal for me when I just went through one portrait after another in succession, to see if we could do something that looks painterly and close to the original person. Yeah, that's all we want to do. So eyes are usually the key to that. So let's refine his eyes. Let's go in now. You see the brush size, how small that is? Now we can get real details, just tonal details just by then you can always check to see what yours looks like. Okay. Just doing enough. Okay, look at the eyes. That's now, it's giving it a little bit of volume. So let's do the same with this left eye. We're trying to be really quick at this. We want to draw as many portraits as possible, not just one. Look, we got that. So we have a, let's get that dark tone. Let's go around and go from our drawing. Go here. Okay. And we can see what that looks like here. Can you see? There's some tones here and some very light tones here. So I'm moving the color picker. That's for his brow. Okay. Just making the distinguishing marks that makes up that area. That's all. Okay, I'm moving back and forth. Let's do it. Look at his eyes again. And then you can see this. The brush size is not enough to do that, but we're not too worried about this stage. We can add that later. Now let's see what the others. Now that someone would be able to guess that's Tom Cruise, but we're not there yet, because that's where I really want to stop and say, yep, is there enough there to recognize this character? So now that we have the smaller brush, let's polish up his nose. Then it's got his nostrils. Look at that, nostrils. Okay. And then it's just about the right size for that. And then pick that color. It doesn't matter, so you don't have to worry about it, because now you're picking the color of that nose region compared to the previous. Now just do a dab action. Just round off this edges. See those areas? I'm just really dabbing into the whole thing. So did that mouth, and then let's just put that here around the mouth. There's a lot of tonal changes that change quickly around the, but I'm just sort of adding texture in a way as I'm doing this. I've got the smaller brush size. There is a bit more of that pink that we need to take over. And then I'm changing my direction. Remember at the beginning I was using some sweeping strokes. Now, because of the smaller details of the brush, I'm just going back and forth using some kind of a crisscross. Let's see that. There's a pronounced here, just the edge of that lips. And then let's see what we have here. We can just take that, bring that, just fill that in. Dab, dab, crisscross. Now let's see if we're close to it. You can see we're getting close to it, but not quite there. You could mistake him for another person, but we want to get to his guy. It's like instantly recognizable, and we'll get there. I showed you the previous drawing. So you might think, well, I think you probably want to go down a brush size, and you're probably right. 3%, that's the magic size. Okay, let's just go and do his, keep to the you know, to the, and just follow, dab, dab. Then that lips, form that lips. Because you got a pretty decent brush size that can do these details, tiny details that matter a lot around his mouth. So you can see there. And then just keep working at it. They're not perfectly pearl white teeth, so you may be surprised by that, but that's the way it is. And these teeth, you don't use the same tone, use the color picker, because they're going to change due to the shadowing. The tonal variation will change because the light on the left and right side will be different. So just look at your drawing and just follow that. That's it. See that cast shadow in the upper lip? We can do that as well. Then the darker it gives. Okay, just there. Let's see if we're close to it. So an improvement, let's save it. And now that you've reached these steps, now you can see what I'm trying to drive at. Once you've reached a step in a particular drawing, you can now move to the next step, okay? That's how you keep doing it. Keep doing it, and don't be afraid. Just keep at it and don't think that you've failed any time, because this is the beauty of drawing, is that you can go on, and I can go on and try and turn this into photorealism. And really zoom in. This is where the phone becomes so versatile. See that line? I'm trying to follow that. Adding more shape that you couldn't have done. Well, you got that color, do this. Yeah, you got that color. Let's see what it looks like. It's an improvement, but his lips do look a little bit weird, but we're going to correct that. So now you can see that we've got the next step of the just dab action. Take away that sort of looks like a mask. Dab action, little dab action. It gives the impression that he's got a tash. Look at that, we're getting close to it. And then now we can really seriously put down some microscopic tones that cannot be done with digital tools. If you were, you'd be creating an anime. Sorry, you'd be creating a cartoon like this. Is following the natural progression of what you see and how you draw. Really good. Notice I'm still at the top. I'm just banking on the fact that as I dab, I'm picking up the tonal in that region, yeah, the tonal values. And this automatically will give you some kind of a textured look to it because we're so zoomed in. We saw the lips was not really working for him, so we're going to try and perfect that if we can. Pick up the tones and then really keep your focus on this very small region. Okay. The more confined you keep it, the more tonal values you're adding in that region. So it's just like pick. Confine the color. Don't stretch out to the full teeth. There's a danger you're going to fall the full teeth. And then it's just that you're replicating these tones that are different even in that small area of the teeth, yeah? And let's see where we are, okay? All right. So here, look at that. You can see there is a banding of very tiny. I'm going to try not that because that is a sore point in his look, isn't it? Let's see if we can improve that. Comparing my drawing to what I have here. So let's see if we've improved that. Okay, possible that this is too strong. So since we're on the right brush, let's get that really down. Zoom in. If you've stopped zooming, zoom in closer. Press the zoom button and you'll get even closer. Because he's looking like a little bit of a duck, isn't it? It's amazing it's amazing how you come across these Let's see if we fix that. Yes, we probably have. It's getting better, but his upper lip, not too happy with his upper lip. So let's just do dab action. It's a bit of an awkward character, just like in his movies. I don't know if you've seen his movies. I'm saying he's a bit of an awkward character to draw compared to, let's say, Will Smith. He was a doddle, and Beckham, I don't know how to say Beckham and the others that I've drawn. But he's proving to be a little bit difficult and challenging, just like his movies, isn't it? Challenging to watch. Don't know if you've seen his latest work. Okay, there. Can you see how so let's just take some of that out from the top. That's giving him a bit of a bigger upper lip than usual. So let's see if we've done anything. Perhaps, but not quite. We'll give him pearl white teeth. But look at this area here. It looks like he's got a skin that's falling off there. And then let's take it to 2%. And we're gonna go and use the brush tool there. Oh, sorry. Just go here. Actually go here and then no. Here and then here. And then we just flick and then see the little spots that we need to do. See how small we've become, because we could just the spots that we need to do. Trying to get rid of that. Okay, just define that, but then take it away like this. Like he's adding that. Take that away. Yes, that's the bit that's caused us some nuisance, to make his lips look a bit odd. Yeah, you'll notice these things as you draw. Okay, here. There, you see that his lips does not go stretch. That's why it looks like his lower lip are not coming together. All right, and then what do we have here? We have a lighter tone, so we're going to take that tone out. Then we have these bearded dark tone. See the dark tone here. Ooh, it's here actually. We're far off, so we can pick a darker tone. So his chin is a little bit set in that way, so pick a darker tone. So don't be afraid to go to a tone that resembles the sorry, it sometimes gets a little okay, it's not working here. So we're going to go for darker. It's darker, but as you can see, some beard effects. So while we're doing this, we're addressing everything. Alright. Darker tone. So it's not like it's a border as such. It's even lighter, you can see. So we're going to add some lighter tones to it as well. You can see how it lightens this already. And then a bit of a darker tone here. Carry that in under his chin. Okay, then we can see what he looks like. Definitely getting better. So you can see how the left side is improved by working on it. And now we can do the same on the right side. You can see that you've improved the left side and you can now work on the right. This is techniques that I'm developing as I go along. I can't say I have a surefire technique. I adjust it for every drawing. And I hope you can do the same. There you can see how it flows. Don't get carried away with the darker tones. This is drawing at another new level. So don't think this is not drawing. This is definitely drawing, and it's probably more of a drawing than if you were to use digital tools. Okay, just get it. See that? We're going to brush that strokes, these, take out that tone, take out the harshness. See how I'm doing that? Checking my drawing, and then oh, look at that. See where the difference is here? There, pick that tone and carry it into. And then you can see that line is carried in there. Oops, it's carried in the other way actually here. And then we can just take that out. So we're working at a very small detail level. Oops, I didn't use the... You'll be surprised with... Don't worry about if it looks choppy like that. When the eye moves away, because you're zooming in, you're really zoomed in. Interesting, isn't it? Then let's see if that... Then you can see how the tones sort of carry in from the adjacent tonal areas like here. Right, just building those tones. I'm not trying to make it photorealistic. I could stop, but remember my goal is to make sure this looks distinctively. Anyone will see it and say, that is definitely Tom Cruise, isn't it? Alright, then you can say that. So look at the mouth area, how we've freshened it up. We can focus on those teeth. We don't think those teeth are doing justice to him yet. But now you can see with this this method of drawing that you're now building up textures. Look at that, beautiful textures, brown textures that we're going to just crisscross, look, giving the image shape. It's a beard. I've noticed that a lot of these celebrities have these stubble. Okay, look at that. Just add that texture, giving the illusion. If you want to, and then just add, picking up the tones to add to the texture of this. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Nothing. If you want to, you can do the shirt line, right? So you don't have to keep coming back to it. All right. So I think it's getting pretty good here. So what's the next step? You're looking at it now. You brought this drawing up to this stage. What's the next step? I think I'm going to do the eyes, the ears, and then come back to his mouth and we'll call it quits, yeah? So now that we've got such a small brush, if you look, the brush size previously compared to the previous one means we have a higher degree of control over the image. So let's just pick that, right? And then just go over doing that here. Just adding this texture to it. That's all we're doing. You can see that resembles the eye. And then move your, this is very important when you do this, is that you are moving from the reference image. Now see those two dots? We're going to put those dots here, here, here. And then we can simply, right, just put that in there. And if it's too strong, look at that, different tones. If it's too strong, we will, seen that, how that changed? Look at that image, how different it is. Okay, so we're going to add this texture, and then we can pick another tone. But first, let me just put that down because that's not there. Right, just let me crisscross, put it down. And then we can build up that texture. Darker, and a good darker, build it up. Look at the image. Don't pick anything that is not too dark. Like for example, this one, pick that color and then just work your way up, giving the illusion that of giving that nice illusion, right? And notice there's a lot of pink. You'd be surprised with how much we've missed out in the first, obviously. The first round, because we used way too. Then now these lovely brown strokes, right? There's lovely brown marks here. Let's pick that color the best we could, and then try and make something similar, not too, doesn't have to be exact. See? Okay, and then this is a little darker. So, okay. Then go here, then take that down and add this region, different tones, and then see how we're doing. And let's see. There, look at that. Such an improvement, isn't it? Just a little bit of work, nothing big. And you can see right next to it's got a brown blob right to that. And that is because we haven't addressed that, is it? Take that back. Yeah. Retreat. And that's going to look great. See that color? That lighter tone. I just want to add that. Add that. See that brown mark here? So we can pick it from here and then bring it all the way. And then we can pick another one. Okay, that's really hard to get, isn't it? And then pick that brown, extend that. This is where the percentage comes in, and I can't explain that until I show it to you in a demo. Okay, let's see where we are on the left. It's an improvement, isn't it? You can see because I've got a tinier brush, I'm adding more details now. He's really coming alive. So now tackle the right eye. We don't want to spend too much time, do we? Right. Black. That's the black, and then this bit's really important. This one that comes. That's like the eye line. And then it just goes back into brown. So this is a great way of doing portraits, and it will also help you to appreciate how to do portraits in any other mediums. So it's really important technique that you can apply to if you're into portraiture drawing. So I'm going into a little bit more details. The others that you saw, well, they didn't require much effort to bring them alive, but unfortunately, Tom Cruise is wants a real fight with me, you know. Well, I won't get defeated. I will have you under my wing. There, can you see that same tone, that increase, that? Okay, let's pick a brown tone. It's not the brown, it's actually a darker. Yeah, so you can see here, let's put these tones down. All right, so we got the same on this side. He's got this nice stretch marks, you can see. Okay, just take that back so we know. Let's see what he looks like. Oh, definitely, looks like his eyes. Now you can see that because you came to this stage, that this area needs to be addressed. So that's very easy. You just dab, 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 keeping it very localized. Don't venture too far out. Just dab, dab, dab. You can see how I'm forming that. Look at that there. Then here, it's got a little bit of that. And now here's this color. Stretch it out. Notice that it's quite a little lighter. Oops, that happened. Well, it looks like that's the color. Yeah, that's the color. So I must have selected, not a problem, because we're going to flesh this out with the bigger brush. Yeah, look here, light tone. So add that, give that textured illusion. And here, add another tone level here. Okay, so I'm flicking back and forth between, I've definitely got his, and then I can see, let's do his ears, lobes now, yeah? Since we're still using that 3% brush, which we're getting away with nicely. Okay. Then we could use a darker one if you feel like here. And then if it's not thick enough, you can retreat it. Look how I'm retreating this. Retreating that by pushing it back. See that? So here, there. Look, this is rapid painting. It's not, it's almost like painting with a paintbrush as you go in down detail. And then you can always give these line strokes that okay. Another tone color, and here you can see that this forms the earlobes, and then here it's got a fairly big earlobe. Then here, pick that color that joins and just blend it in, right? Then okay, let's see what his left ear looks like. An improvement, I would say. What do you say? Yeah. Okay, the right one. You can see how each step gives me direction, and so I really rarely have to think too hard. about this, how I'm going to do this, because it's the writing. Oops, the writing is in the wall, as they say. All right, so what am I going to pick? I'm going to pick this color, my background, and make sure I recede this. I'm just receding this, my painting. And now we have these. So these are little, see, I've still got a bigger brush. I would have ideally wanted a smaller brush so I could do these. Okay, but texture, that's all it is, texture. Now I'm gonna go, what have we got? We got this, take that down. You can see how I've noticed I'm flicking between mine, and this is how you get used to it. So don't worry if you're not getting it right away. Keep practicing, isn't it? That's the whole idea. Yeah, look at that. There's a darker tone here. So I'm going to just apply that, blend it in, and then here goes the earlobe, which is really white. Is it that big? No. It's, what is that color? It's, if you don't know, pick it from my background color, and then make it recede. If you've gone too far out, don't use erasers. I mean, come on. It's erasers for children. Look, have you seen me use erasers? Just adding back. You can see that it just makes out the faint earlobes, just separates the earlobe. And then again, pick that color. That is your background, not the background of the image, remember? That's it. And then take it back. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, wow, that left here looks better than his right. Okay, so we got that. Now what do you want to do? You want to do that, the mouth, isn't it? I think we got more or less everything there. Maybe we haven't addressed this bit here. Right, just beef it up, beef it up. Don't worry about the exact details. Just beef it up. Use the same adjacent colors. See that line there? That is important bit of his feature of characteristics of his face. Okay. And then his nose. You can see his nose a little darker. So we'll go underneath. Make it, take some of that tone values away. So then just following that pink there. I'll just add a little bit there. See where we are. Oops, that's too harsh. Can you see how it makes such a difference, isn't it? Incredible. Incredible how it makes that little bit makes such a difference. So now you can see the next stage here, right? I can see his lips are flowing to as though it's not there. You see, it's not, his lips are not big as I had indicated. These are tiny details that can throw people off, and he's definitely throwing me off. He wants a challenge. All right, I'll give him a challenge. He's definitely one of the difficult ones I've done so far. Take some of that away. Let's see. Oh, yes. So much better. Look at him. He's now coming to life. So this area I want to address, you can see that how I'm able to home in, and we don't have to do too much thinking or drawing here. Just follow the color of that. Just blend it out. Just keep it tiny, localized, and you're also picking out the tones. The beauty of it is you're picking out the tones in that small area, and you're not really thinking too much. Okay, and now this becomes so obvious. That's actually this color, so I'm going to carry this into giving us sort of a hairline. I will bring it here, just bring it, the hairline in, and then take these, remove these, and then the black. Look, this black will encroach in this, keep it slightly away, and look how that's being formed the whole way, right? Go across, you could go really quickly since you've got this black. Just go really quickly and touch up the areas where you think the blacks should be, giving it, see, I'm not spending too much time because we know his, and I'm going to take some of that light colored, right, just giving the impression, right, because we haven't done his hair, have we? And leave it like, okay, just do that quickly, fingers, using the fingers, of course. You don't need a stylus. Then here as well, here, see, let's go over it. That, use the hairline to make that, give the impression of hairlines, right? And now we can pick out the other color, the lighter color, and just, right, just go over it. That's just the resemblance of it, nothing more. Pick a color and just go over it. Just pick a light color, pick any color. Oops, that's a flesh color I picked. Oops, that's not good. Wow, look how dark it is. You know? How light, I meant to say, sorry. You made a mistake, just go over it again. What kind of a hair has he got going there? Okay. Alright, let's see what his hair looks like. A bit better, isn't it, his hair? Definitely. And then all we need to do is, there you can see his hair there. Increase that so we can then take it down. What color do you think that is? That. Well, you can spend so much time. It's so much fun, isn't it? But I don't want to spend too much time on the face, but you can see where I'm going with this. Okay. Just trying to tidy it up. It's got some light root type hair coming out, so I can do that. It's probably getting old, isn't he? Alright, so let's see. We are, so it's got that light tones, and we can add that illusion of the lighter hair. Fine, isn't it? I think it's done. I'm not going to focus anymore on the hair. No, I think I need to focus on getting that more perfected. His smile, it's a bit like the Joker, proving to be quite difficult. You're not going to beat me, mate. What is it that's causing it to make it look different? You know, why am I not able to? What is it there? Maybe I should take it back. Again, he's got dark here. What is it? Should we add some dark to it? Okay, maybe I should add the white here. It's definitely proving to be very difficult here. Splitter. Definitely. Let's just take that down a little bit at a time. You've got to plan this, right? Just like he plans his missions. Yeah, to plan this, guys. Let's see if we've managed to capture his. Definitely looking better, wouldn't you say? Yes, Tom Cruise. I think I've nailed you. Now, if you can see that little white patch, see if we've got it there. Nope. So we're going to open this palette up and then get that. Oops, open that. And then just hit that spot. That's it. Hit that spot. That's it. There. That's all you needed to do. That glint. The glint that he's been putting out there to stop me from. But I think I have conquered you, mate. So now what we can do is take the brush size, clean it up. Right, just take the brush size a little bit. Take the brush size. Wow, it sounds like a song. Okay, and then just clean it up. Right, so his nose is all over the place. We're gonna have to fix it. Still, I think because I had most of his features correct, it wasn't a problem. How difficult it can be if you get it right the first time. I'm not sure why he was a little awkward in doing this drawing. I can't say why, but it's probably because his face is a little complicated more than others. But anyway, let's have a look. Improvement, isn't it? Definitely turning out to be him. So, and there, right there, you can see a little bit of blending required with the bigger brush. In fact, I'm going to take it down. Just, I don't want to really set into. Just take the edge off, as they say. Okay, we're gonna now go down, take that up again, clean up the edges. Okay, so where are the edges here? Then we have the blue, which is here. Okay. Then we have that grey, black. Oops, I wish we got that right. Don't know where that disappeared to, so we got that right. Oh, silly. Okay, so take that, then just clean it up. I don't know what happened there. I couldn't tell you. Clean edges. That's all we're doing, clean the edges. Here you can see the got do that here. What do we have here? Here we got this color. Okay, and then take the brush size down and then just mark the edges. If you want to, you can pick a different tone and hopefully it will look different, and then take that. Okay, what do we have here? Clean the edges. Yep. Fingers. Clean the edges. You can see that one there. Take him around that collar. Oops. Use the undo button, but don't use eraser, for heaven's sakes. Why do you have to use erasers? My daughter uses it when she's slowly coming out of it. Clean the edges while you got it. Clean the edges. But then you have this works, but where are we on that? I don't know. Oh yeah, we decided we're not gonna. That's, look how small that is. I'm not going to go into too much detail. The edges. Is it clean enough? Wow, how did this become white all of a sudden compared to what I had? If I'm going to use my what killed that really taut white. Oops, there you are, and then edges. Look at that. Let's see what Mr. Tom Cruise looks like. Well, I think I have defeated you in this battle of the portrait. I think people looking at you will instantly recognize your face. So you didn't escape, so I'm sorry to say. Okay, so here. Ooh, did you see that color? Blimey, do you see how the color changes now? You'll find that the colors change so much because you've laid down so many tones, and that's the beauty of drawing, as you can see. So I'm going to keep his forehead like that for now. I have to give him some kind of ugly feature on it for putting me through all this. All right, here, let's go take that and finish that off. All right, so now I can pick a brush size to put down Paintology. G. How about that? Okay, Paintology, yes. All right then, so let me save that. Save. Tom Cruise. And I usually add final to my description, and I don't know how long it took, 1.5 hours perhaps to do this. So now you can see how quickly you can make a portrait. So why not take a portrait of someone you love or friends, family, and then do a drawing like that. It will look like It's handmade, painterly as they call it. But in essence, this is the way I enjoy doing digital drawing instead of using the tools, and everyone raves on about all the other apps having these tools. Yes, okay, if you want to do anime, cartoon style illustrations, but if you want to do real drawing, you're not going to be able to produce anything like this with digitally in that short space of time. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this, and please comment and give me feedback, and subscribe and let others know if whoever is interested in portraiture drawing. I do also have a method of portraiture drawing called an invention of mine called the triangulation technique, which is a freehand form of doing portraits. And you're welcome to look at that. It's on the search for it on the blog post on the Paintology website. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed this, and I hope you too. We'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.